Well, I'm out in my little stack of firewood sugar shack, finishing up my first batch of maple syrup. I just wanted to share with you my setup. So I have about 40 gallons of sap condensed into this one pan now. I'm hoping for about a gallon of finished sap. Now that sap should be finished when it's about 7 degrees above the boiling temperature of water, which at my elevation should be 219. So I have my thermometer up here. It's gonna alert me at 215. That's when I need to start watching things, which we are getting close. But when we get close, how I'm really gonna know if my syrup is finished or not is with this hydrometer. And this is calibrated for maple syrup. So a hot temperature, we're looking for 59 Brinks, so that upper red line. On this hydrometer, I think it says, see, hot test 211 and cold test at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So when we're finishing up tonight, we want this to be right at that top line. We're very close to that. And I am gonna finish this syrup out on the evaporator, which is somewhat uncommon. Most people like to take this and finish it off inside, and I feel like I'll just turn down the heat and finish it off outside. I did it last year, it worked out just fine, but you really gotta watch it. And having a thermometer like this, with this probably 4-foot long cable, is just awesome. Now, the evaporator itself, just a barrel stove style evaporator. This was on the property when I moved here. Of course, a few modifications. I added this sap pre-warmer this year. This is just a stainless steel pot, 3/8 stainless steel tube coiled around the chimney as a sap warmer, and I can control the flow of the sap through that sap warming pot by way of that stainless steel ball valve, and then it just splits into either pan. I do have it supported right there, and I can also tip that metering, what do you call this, metering tube, to either pan to kind of control flow rate. Something else I added this year as well, this is a little $15 Amazon blower, and this has been phenomenal. Last year I was really struggling to get decent evaporation rates. I was only getting, you know, maybe 2 gallons per hour with this without forced air injection. But with that little fan, it's like a high volume, low pressure fan, maybe putting out 60 CFM. So not huge air, but I tell you, that is making a huge difference. Evaporation rate, I'll have to do the calculations, but we're definitely closer to 3 or 4 gallons per hour, which is much, much better. And I have that injecting into the back of the firebox right here, and I just sealed up the connections along that tube with some aluminum duct tape. Of course, I have my TV setup out here with the Roku. Don't tell the fire inspector, that's definitely a fire hazard. Roku, I ran the Cat 5 line out here, so we have high-speed internet for that TV, and things are good. I'm gonna shut the camera off now because I need to watch this, but thanks for watching. Let's see if I catch you tomorrow when I'm finishing up this first batch here. Let's see how much I actually produce. Hoping for a gallon. All right, it's the following morning. I was up until probably 11:30 last night, filtering out the syrup. Looks fantastic, probably close to a gallon, but I want to talk about what I'm doing now. So I had the hydrometer out again, and remember last night we were measuring the Brinks or sugar concentration of the syrup while it was hot. And that is the line we're aiming for when it's hot, around 211 degrees if I'm not mistaken. But this morning we're measuring the sugar concentration while it's cool, and you do have to adjust based on the temperature of the syrup. And I'll insert the hydrometer adjustment chart now to give you an idea, but right now the syrup is about 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Now at 61 degrees Fahrenheit, ideally we should be at about, this is the cold measure line, cold sugar concentration measure line, you know, we should be at about 67 Brinks, which we are a little bit over that. We're at about 68.5, which I'm fine with. That just means the syrup's gonna be a bit thicker. It's gonna flow a little bit slower. And I kind of prefer it that way. I don't really like my maple syrup thin and runny. However, you definitely don't want it less than that cold measure line, because if you go less, what can happen, your syrup can potentially form mold because the sugar concentration isn't high enough. Now, the other thing you risk, if you go too dense, your sugar concentration goes too high, I believe above 70 Brinks, what can happen after you bottle it, it can start to crystallize and form sugar sand. So it's a balancing act, and I'm okay with where that's at right there. So bottling temperature, we got to get that syrup to 180 to 190. That's the ideal range. You don't want to go over 190 because then you can start to form sugar sand. I believe they call it niter. So I'm preheating my glass bottles right now at 190 degrees Fahrenheit. And then next thing we're going to do is slowly bring up the temperature of the syrup in that pot. And here is the finished product. Only got about a half a gallon. I was hoping for a gallon, but what are you going to do?